You have to have toughness. You got to be tougher than everybody that we play. It's going to be difficult. Everybody here has got to have a lot of mental toughness.
That's the second set.
Welcome everybody to another edition of the Nick Saban Show presented by TruckWorks. Amazingly, the 17th season worth of shows, Coach, and great to get things started once again for you and the Crimson Tide.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to, the season. I really like the sort of energy and overall attitude and commitment that the players have had in the off-season program, the summer conditioning program, as well as fall camp. It has been extremely hot, so it's been some difficult circumstances, but that creates an opportunity for you to overcome adversity, which I think the group has done well, and I think we made a lot of progress because of the chemistry that we have on the team.
Always have new faces, that's part of it, but especially now, transfer portal, there's things that are different about it. How does that affect getting everyone acclimated, hopefully, for week one?
Well, I think the big picture thing that the transfer portal creates is you don't have as much depth on your team, because typically guys that you may lose were maybe the best backups, potential starters in the future that thought they had a better opportunity to play someplace else. So it's imperative to me that you do a good job of developing the young players on your team, because they may become guys that can compete for playing time a little earlier maybe than what they would have in the past. So, but all the guys that we've had that have come here out of the transfer portal, they have had no significant issues in terms of adapting to the culture, fitting into the team. Our players have done a really good job of embracing our freshmen and new players that come into the program, and I think that culture is something that's been beneficial to those guys making a positive transition.
Well, Coach, let's take a look at some of the highlights of fall camp involving those new players and the veterans as well.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by the University of Alabama, where legends are made. And by Coke, with zero sugar and refreshingly delicious. Is Coca-Cola Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Find out for yourself.
Coach, to me, one of the coolest things of fall camp is always seeing the list of speakers that you have come in. Charlie Hustle and the Kid probably highlight it for most people with Pete Rose and Ken Griffey Jr., but you got a lot of people that have come in with things to say to your team.
Well, we've had a lot of really, really good speakers this year. I think the whole idea is to try to, help guys create ways to elevate their performance. A lot of people think that motivation should come from external factors. The basic thing that we're trying to do is get players to want to be as good as they can be because they're internally driven to be the best that they can be, and they have tremendous pride in performance. And I think when you have these people who have been tremendously successful, set records, and been around people who have been tremendously successful, that they can give a lot of good examples of why that happened. And it wasn't somebody else who created it, they created it by their commitment to the grind, to the process of what they had to do to be the best players they could be. And that's what we're trying to develop. And it's a lot of educational stuff about personal development too, that you can create value in your brand.
You've always got your notebook in hand when those speakers are there too.
I'm still learning myself, actually.
Let's find out some more of what Coach and the players learned as well.
Players all say they want to win. Everybody. I bet I can go find somewhere on the film, well, I just want to win. I'm just trying to win. I'm just trying to win. And I told my guys, not really. They want to win as long as they can continue to do the things that they've always done. They don't want to get outside of the comfort zone. What do you think the difference between confidence and being cocky? Confidence is what you do. Being cocky is when you have to tell them what you're doing. You should never have to talk about your game. Your game has to do the talking for you.
You know, there are no shortcuts, and the sooner you guys realize too, no one owes you anything. Just because you're here at University of Alabama, man, y'all roll tide roll, baby. I sit there and watch you guys. I watch you guys all every weekend. I sit in the room with Terry Bradshaw, Howie Long, Jimmy Johnson, Kurt Menefee, Jay Glazer. This is our bonding on a Saturday before we do our show on Sunday, is we watch college football, so we watch you guys. And y'all are rolling. And I hope you continue to roll. But, hey, the more success, the more pressure, and the more responsibility. But also at that point, the more you need to lean on each other, man. Don't ever think about your life. Don't ever apologize for your life. Don't ever apologize for what you've earned. Don't be afraid to say no when you know it's the right thing to do.
I don't want to start tooting my own horn, but maybe 25 major league records. But the best record I have is 1,972 winning games. Because that's why you play the frickin' game. Someone's got to win, someone's got to lose. Let the other guy lose.
I know, I looked at the football rankings. I know that ain't where y'all want to be. I know that ain't, coach, you don't want to be right there. But y'all can change that. You guys can change that. Y'all got to believe in yourself. Believe in you. Yeah, that A in the front of the jersey, that, you know, the practice stuff that y'all got, that name on the back, you got to believe in it, day in and day out.
It's a lot deeper than the game, man. Like, it's a blessing to play football. It's a privilege to play it at the University of Alabama. It's a blessing to play football. It's a privilege to play it at the University of Alabama. Never forget, fellas, mastery. When you're trying to master something, mastery requires patience.
We have so many individuals in here and in sports and in life that you listen to all the shouts that are going around you. The shouts on social media, the shouts from your family, the shouts from your cousins, from your siblings, from your boys, from the media. That you can't hear the one most important voice. And that's the whisper in your own head. Because you're not paying attention to the one individual that has control over every thought, over every feeling, over every action.
So we can identify that as real, but we got to ask ourselves how we're going to prepare for this moment. The greatest threat to your success, not just individually, but collectively, as a program, as a culture, as a team, is not failure. It's boredom.
Always ask why. Why? Why am I doing this? And for whom? Keep those people close to you in your lives. We don't know what tomorrow brings. I think the pandemic helped us Realize that and remember that. Tomorrow may not be there. Do it the right way, make yourselves proud, and make each other proud. You get one shot at this. Hard or right, I'm watching this year as a bigger fan than ever. Thank you for listening, and God bless you guys.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by T-Mobile, bringing 5G to hometowns across the SEC, and proud partner of Alabama football.
Coach, I got to think it's somewhat bittersweet on draft night. It's great to see young men drafted. Sad thing is you're losing some great ball players off your roster, but once again this year, early and often, Alabama players had their names called.
Well, but it's really, you know, a joy for me to see guys who have worked all their life, made a tremendous commitment to standard of excellence that would let them fulfill their dreams, which, you know, most players that play college football want to play in the NFL someday. So we're always happy for them and their families. We certainly appreciate the way they represented the University of Alabama and the value they created for the program while they were here. But that's their reward, is get the opportunity to play at the next level. And I think it sets a great example for other players on our team to have that same opportunity if they make that kind of commitment to a standard of excellence that will help them progress and develop and to having an opportunity to play as well. Hey, every year you're going to lose some really good players. Creates a lot of opportunity for other guys in the program to be able to create a role for themselves that can create value for their future. So it's just the way college football really is supposed to be. You know, you create value for your future while you're here on and off the field, and we're always happy when guys can bring that to fruition.
Let's go back and look once again at NFL Draft Night, once again covered in crimson.
With the first pick, the Carolina Panthers select.
There's a lot of new goals I'm looking forward to hopefully accomplishing while I'm here, and there's a lot of work that still needs to be done.
The guy's a great competitor. He has great grit, and I can't say enough about what he's done for our team this year.
Stops, looks into the end zone. Catch is made. Touchdown, Alabama.
Bryce is a special person, special player, great teammate, and he has all the attributes to playing quarterback.
Throws the fade route, near side end zone. Got it caught. Touchdown, Alabama. What a throw. What a catch.
What a wonderful, wonderful display of why you deserve to be the first overall quarterback to be picked in this year's draft.
Jahmyr Gibbs coming off the board in the first round.
I'm really, really impressed with what he's been able to do. He really does a good job of understanding what we're trying to do and how to do it, and that's what experienced players can do.
Gibbs zigging to his left, cutting inside the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama. Jahmyr Gibbs, he earned that one.
The first thing that you see when you turn on the tape, speed, 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 and more speed.
I'm the most versatile. Yeah, you can put me anywhere. I'm going to make a play. I'm just a playmaker, to be honest.
The Detroit Lions select Jahmyr Gibbs, running back, Alabama.
I will be declaring for the 2023 draft. Thank you, and roll tide.
So talk about what do you feel like you're going to be bringing to the defensive line come the season and fall?
Just the pass rush, the being physical at the point of attack, and just getting to the quarterback.
What is Will Anderson's standard?
Wreak havoc every play.
It just kind of clicked for me from my freshman year of that Florida game, going into when we played Miami my sophomore year, and I could read things faster. I could understand the defense better.
All I had to do with this young man was saying, Will, this is where I want you to go. Don't let anybody stand in your way. And he got it done.
Guys like Will Anderson, A+ character, A+ work ethic, talking about talented guys that have all the right stuff to develop their talent to be the best that they can be.
Houston Texans select Will Anderson Jr., linebacker, Alabama.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by Coke with zero sugar and refreshingly delicious. Is Coca-Cola Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Find out for yourself.
Coach, we discuss this every year. It's not at all uncommon to have turnover on your staff, even at the coordinator positions. Let's begin on offense this year and tell our viewers about Tommy Rees, your new offensive coordinator.
Well, Tommy's a great young mind in this game, very bright, played the quarterback position, very good quarterback coach, and has helped all our guys develop at that position. But he's also a very good play caller. I think he's developed systematically a way for us maybe to manage the players that we have this year a little bit better in terms of what we need to do to be successful offensively. So I'm very, very pleased with him. The players respond extremely well to him, so it's been a real positive addition for us.
By now, Kevin Steele, no stranger to the Alabama family, Coach, but what made him the right fit for right now to take over the defense?
Well, I just thought that as far along as we are in terms of the system that we have and how we've adapted it, to get somebody that had some previous experience in that system would be beneficial. And you know, Kevin's been here before. He's got lots of experience as a coordinator. I think he's very well respected by the players as well as all the people in the organization. So that's been a real positive for us as well.
Coach, let's go Mercedes-Benz All Access with the coordinators for the Crimson Tide.
The Alabama way of defensive football under Coach Saban is that we want to be relentless. Relentless in our effort, relentless in our physicality. When it comes to physicality in football, that's a mindset. That's not something you put on in the locker room. You've got to practice that way. It's got to be in your DNA. You can't go in your locker and put toughness on. It's not in there. It's our job as coaches that we create that mindset.
That's it.
We create practice situations where physical and mental toughness is just natural for an Alabama football player.
Strike good.
We have good players here, and they are very coachable. They're very committed to what the process that Coach Saban has in place. And it's a matter of us just making sure that we coach those guys to be the very best they can be, because we have a chance to be very, very good.
This is an opportunity that we take a lot of pride in, and it's something that we're going to work tirelessly at. Our goal is to make sure that we continue to uphold the standard that's been set here. And we're going to do everything we can to make sure that we play a physical brand of football, a brand of football that when other teams watch, there's a little bit of fear from them.
There, tight, there we go.
Being really good up front, being physical at the point of attack is critical to having sustained success. In critical moments of games, you need to be able to run the football, whether it's to close a game out, inside the red area, short yardage plays. You got to have some sort of backbone where you know that you can be physical, and when everybody in the stadium knows run's coming, we want to make sure that we maximize those opportunities and convert. But we want to be explosive. We have great skilled players here. We have to have opportunities to get them in positions to be great with the ball in their hands. For us, we have guys that can do different things at a really high level. And it's always our job as a staff to make sure we get them in those positions. But we have speed to be vertical threat on the outside. We have running backs that have different strengths. We have some guys that, on the outside that can do some things, whether it's, strength or run after the catch or get them in open field. So it's really it's an exciting time for us to just exactly put guys where we want them to allow them to have success.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by Ford. The Ford F-150 helps make your game day traditions bigger and better, season after season.
Coach, in this segment each week on the show, we look at what's next, which actually in this case, I guess, is what's first.
Well, I think that the thing that I'd like the players to do One of the speakers, Tim, actually made reference to this relative to Michael Jordan. He was his trainer, so he put the whole training schedule, the whole season, all the practices on a piece of paper. And he said, which one of these is most important? Which games, which practices? Michael Jordan circled the whole page and said they're all important, because they all are important, because you have the opportunity to prepare, learn how to prepare, still work every day in practice to improve on things that can help you become a better player, and ultimately us become a better team, which is how you want to progress through the season. So I thought that was a great lesson for all of our players to learn. And you know, the season is here, so now it's time to really bear down and prepare week in and week out for what we have to do to be the best team we can be.
Look forward to Middle Tennessee State, a 6:30 kick at Bryant-Denny Stadium on the opening weekend, and we look forward to seeing you next time right here on the Nick Saban Show, presented by Truckworks.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by Coke, with zero sugar and refreshingly delicious. Is Coca-Cola Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Find out for yourself. The University of Alabama, where legends are made. And by Trustmark, people you trust, advice that works.